The crystalline halls of the Zenari Imperial Palace shimmered with bioluminescent patterns as Elsa stood before the Council of Matriarchs. Her silver skin reflected the ambient light, and her four eyes, a mark of pure Zenari nobility, focused on the holographic display floating between them. On it, the face of a human male stared back with unsettling brown eyes. William Chun, captain of the Terran Defense Force's 7th Fleet, High Matriarch Veska announced, her voice carrying the weight of centuries. This is your chosen mate, Princess Elsa. Through this union, the war ends. Through your sacrifice, billions live. Elsa's primary heart sank, while her secondary one accelerated. Humans, the galaxy's newest spacefaring species, and somehow, impossibly, they had fought the mighty Zenari Empire to a standstill. 3 years of brutal conflict, and neither side could claim victory. The solution, a political marriage. Ancient, primitive, effective. I understand my duty, Elsa replied, her translator perfectly rendering her clicks and whistles into galactic standard. What she didn't understand was why this particular human had been chosen. His military record was classified beyond even her clearance level. All she knew was that he had single-handedly turned the tide at the Battle of Kepler. For 42B, though the details remained shrouded in secrecy, the wedding ceremony was a cold affair, broadcast across both empires. William stood in his formal military dress uniform, medals gleaming across his chest, each one representing engagements Elsa had only heard whispered about in strategy rooms. He was shorter than her by half a meter, his frame compact compared to her elegant, elongated physique. When their hands touched for the ritual binding, she felt the warmth of his skin, so different from her cool dermis. "Princess," he said softly, his voice surprisingly gentle. "I'll do my best to be a good husband." She said nothing. What could she say? They were both pawns in a game of galactic chess. 6 months into their arranged marriage, Elsa had learned to appreciate William's quiet nature. He spent his days in the palace's human quarters, working on what he called consulting projects for the new Joint Defense Initiative. He was respectful, kind even, but there was always something held back, a darkness behind those brown eyes that he never let her see. Their relationship remained cordial but distant. They shared meals, attended state functions together, played their parts perfectly, but they didn't share hearts. Then came the day the Krellian swarm arrived. The alerts screamed through the palace at dawn. Elsa rushed to the command center, William close behind her. The holographic display showed a nightmare. Thousands upon thousands of Krellian bioships, an insectoid species known for their genocidal expansion, had somehow bypassed the outer defense perimeter and were heading straight for Zenera Prime. "Impossible," Fleet Commander Thaxiel hissed. "Our defenses are impenetrable." "They adapted," Williams said quietly, studying the tactical display. "See those wing formations? They're using your own shield harmonics against you." "Silence, human," Thaxiel snapped. "You know nothing of..." "Commander," Elsa interrupted, her authority silencing the room. "Let him speak." William stepped forward, his fingers dancing across the holographic controls with practiced ease. "The Krellians use swarm intelligence. They probe, adapt, overcome. I've fought them before." Elsa's eyes widened. That was classified information. "How did he?" "The Terran colonies at Tau Ceti," William continued, his voice hardening. "They hit us first, before we ever made contact with the Zenari. We lost 17 million people before we learned how to stop them." The room fell silent. The galaxy had no record of human contact with the Krellians. "How many ships do we have in orbit?" William asked, his demeanor shifting. The quiet, respectful husband was gone. In his place stood something else entirely, a predator calculating angles of attack. 47 capital ships, 200 support craft, Elsa replied. "But William, what are you? Not enough. Not even close." He turned to Thaxiel. "I need direct command access to the fleet. Now." "Absolutely not. I will not surrender." "Commander," Elsa said, her voice like ice. "Do it." Something in her had shifted. The way William moved, the cold precision in his voice. This was the warrior who had turned battles. This was the human the Zenari High Command had secretly feared. Thaxiel reluctantly transferred command codes. William's hands became a blur across the interface. "All ships. This is Defense Coordinator Chun. Break formation. Scatter pattern Delta 7. Use the planet's magnetic field as cover." His orders came rapid fire, each one defying conventional Zenari tactics. "You're leaving the capital exposed," Thaxiel protested. "I'm setting a trap." Elsa watched in fascination as William orchestrated a dance of destruction. The Zenari ships scattered, seemingly in disarray. The Krellian swarm, sensing weakness, dove toward the planet's atmosphere in a concentrated spear formation, exactly as William had predicted. "Now," he whispered. The scattered fleet converged from 6 vectors simultaneously, catching the Krellians in a kill box. But William wasn't finished. He activated something Elsa had never seen, a human weapons protocol. The ships began firing not at the Krellian vessels, but at specific points in space, creating overlapping fields of disruption that tore at the swarm's biological communication network. "They coordinate through pheromone resonance," William explained, his voice calm despite the chaos. "Disrupt the medium, you disrupt the swarm." The Krellian formation collapsed into confusion. What had been a coordinated assault became a chaotic scatter of individual ships, each one easy prey for the Zenari forces. 2 hours later, it was over. The Krellian swarm was destroyed to the last ship. Elsa found William on the palace balcony, staring at the debris field burning in the upper atmosphere like 1,000 falling stars. She approached slowly, seeing him truly for the first time. "How many battles have you fought?" she asked softly. "Too many." His voice was tired, ancient. "The Krellians hit Earth's colonies when we were barely capable of interplanetary flight. We had to adapt fast, learn to think like them, become something harder than we wanted to be." "The Battle of Kepler, 442b, Elsa said. "What really happened there?" William was silent for a long moment. "Your fleet was about to destroy a human colony. 30,000 civilians. I had one ship, a crew of 50. He paused, pain crossing his features. "We did what we had to do. Things that gave your high command nightmares. Things that made them realize humans weren't just another species to conquer." Elsa reached out, taking his hand. It was warm, strong, and trembling slightly. "They chose you because they feared you," she realized. "They wanted you contained, controlled. And I accepted because I was tired of war." He finally looked at her, and she saw the weight he carried. "I thought maybe I could find peace. Be something other than a weapon." "You saved billions today," Elsa said. "That's something other than a weapon. That's a protector." For the first time since their wedding, William smiled, a real smile. "Maybe there's hope for us after all, Princess." "Elsa," she corrected gently. Just Elsa. As they stood together watching the last of the debris burn away, Elsa understood that their marriage had been arranged by politics, but perhaps it could become something real. She had married a human to secure peace, and discovered she'd bound herself to something far more complex. A warrior who fought like a god, yet dreamed only of laying down his sword. The war was over. But their story, she realized, was just beginning.